Welcome to our live stream of high school sports. Please note that this broadcast is produced by an independent team of sports enthusiasts, and the views, opinions, and commentary expressed are solely those of the commentators and not representative of the schools, teams, or athletes featured. While we strive for accuracy, occasional errors or misstatements may occur. This stream is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Ain't no telling how it might get. It's the hypest right here. High school sports at its finest. So many highlights, you have to rewind it. Hey, Stream City, let me just remind you. The heart of a lion, a team full of fighters. So many stars on the field, it'll blind you. They're giving everything they got till the time's up. Yeah, legends in the making. History is made. We just getting started. You ain't seen a thing. YSN, gotta know the name. They gon' bring the flames. They gon' do their thing. Take it to another level, don't hold back. High school, got a passion and we show that. Got the drive and you know they got the heart. Number one spot for your high school sports. Let's go for the win. Hey.
And welcome in everybody to a Wednesday episode of YSN Live. I'm Anthony Hartwig. DJ Oakley is having a few technical difficulties in the athletic studio. He will pop in definitely if he can get those fixed. But even if he can't, we have a great show for you today on Hump Day, as we have a couple of interviews to play, as well as a recap of some postseason action last night in volleyball and soccer. So we're going to get right to it. And without further ado, I guess you could say, we are going to go to the recap of last night. We had some big postseason action in soccer and volleyball. One volleyball game over in PA. But when I say it was like the script was written for this to be a huge volleyball matchup, and I'll get into it when we get there. But tell me, like, trust me, this is gonna be a big matchup on the volleyball court last night in PA. But first, let's go to soccer, because we had 5 teams in action in the regional semifinals last night in girls soccer, and we'll start with Hoban in Division III. They went on against Buckeye from Medina, and they won 5-1, a big win for the Knights. They dominate their way into a regional final. The time for that regional final has not been determined, but they will play Saturday. The place also has not been released by the OHSA bracket as of yet, but we do know their opponent. It is Marietta. That's who Hoban will play in the regional final. Once again, as soon as we get the location and the start time, we will share that information with you. We go on to 3 teams playing in Division 4 last night. 2 of them got big wins. Beaver Local gets the win over Tusky Valley 3-2, and they score a goal with about 9 minutes left, and when it was tied at 2 to get that win. Beaver Local sophomore, if you have not heard this name, you will have to hear it today and then remember it, because probably one of the best young soccer players we have in the whole YSN family. Peyton Dunn, as a sophomore, is 5 goals away from 100 in her career. She scored all 3 of the Beaver Local goals last night to lead them to victory and lead them to a regional final appearance. What an amazing start to her career. We saw a couple of years back Waterloo have a player like this in Kara English that had just an amazing soccer career, was on pace to break the state record for career goals. Unfortunately, the ACL injury that she suffered right before her senior year kind of robbed her of that opportunity to break that record. But right now, looking at this, I mean, you have almost 100 with just getting into your sophomore year, so you have 2 more years to get even more. And the whole idea is you get older, you get a little bit better, you get a little bit better, get a little bit better. So who knows? You could see someone like Peyton Dunn get, 400 by the end of her career if things keep going the way that they're going. 5 goals away from 100, at least 1 more game left. 5 goals in 1 game, even for Peyton Dunn, would be a pretty big feat, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe they might need 2 more games. But if they do get that win in the regional finals, I would be hard pressed to say that she wouldn't get close to that 100 mark by the end of the season. Beaver Local will go on to play Albany Alexander in the regional semifinals. That'll be at Logan High School, and it'll be Saturday. Once again, the time has not been released yet. No, actually it did. I got on the bracket last night when I wrote the story, so I apologize for that misspeak. The game will be at noon at Logan High School on Saturday. Albany Alexander versus Beaver Local. Now I want to know where Logan High School is, because I've never heard of Logan. So I'm going to look this up real quick. Let's see where Logan High School. Let's see. Logan High School is about 3.5 hours away from me and Boardman. Obviously, Calcutta is a little bit more south, so it might be a little bit different for Beaver Local. Logan, Ohio, obviously. Let's see where it's close to, though. I'm going to zoom out on this Google map. Logan High School is... Let me see. Where can I find something? Lexington's right there. Zanesville. I think it's a little bit south of Columbus, probably. Yeah, well south of Columbus, actually. But a little bit more towards the east side of the state. So Columbus would be about the same amount of time, but you're also going a little bit further east. So it's about the same road map as Columbus. Maybe actually a little bit closer to Beaver Local because they're a little bit more south, so it's a little bit more of a straight shot to Logan. But still, going to be a long trip for Beaver Local as they play in the regional finals, I should say, on Saturday. Last but not least, in Division 4, we had Niles taking on Fairview, and the Red Dragons prove why they are undefeated and why they are still one of the state contenders, because they win 4-1 over Fairview, dominate this game completely, and the Dragons are moving on to play Ottawa Glandorf on Saturday at 5 o'clock at Perkins High School. This is another one I'm going to have to look up, because Perkins High School is another one that I don't know exactly where it's at. So I'm going to look that up, see where Perkins is. Not the breakfast chain, right? The high school. I remember on this show, like in the spring, I got burned for liking Perkins. I think that's a good breakfast place. Not the best breakfast place, but good. Perkins High School is only 2 hours away, so it's not as far as Logan High School that we did. A little bit south of Sandusky. So we're talking Sandusky, Ohio for Niles' regional final against Ottawa Glandorf. That game will kick off at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock for Niles on Saturday. And we do have a time for the Hoban game against Marietta. It'll be at 6 o'clock, and that'll be at Dover. So they have released the location and the time for that one. We want to thank Mike Schweinhardt for finding that for us live on the show while we're talking about it. So Hoban and Marietta will be playing at Dover. We have the Beaver Local location switched, apparently. Mike Schweinhardt just updated it. West Muskingham High School instead of Logan High School is the new location for this Beaver Local matchup. I mean, I assume that's pretty close to Muskingham College, right? That's a lot closer. It's about an hour closer to me, which I'm sure is about an hour closer to Beaver Local as well. So they've moved that spot for the Beaver Local game. Well, a little less travel for those people down there. Now, we did have 2 more games go on last night. Unfortunately, they did not go YSN's way. Poland season came to an end as they lost to Columbus Academy 2-0. The final score in that one. And Kirtland does it again to YSN as they end Mooney's great season 1-0 in the regional semifinals. Kirtland scored an early goal in the first half, and that was all they needed in that one to run away with it. Man, Kirtland's got to get on the YSN family, because that's the only way I feel like they're going to stop ruining the dreams of our teams is if we're just on the bandwagon with them, right? If you can't beat them, join them. Kirtland, my call to you, Hornet Nation, let's go. Let's yeah, you do a lot of great things, football, but you're good in every other sport too. It seems like bring on the Hornets to YSN. Let's have a conversation. We love it. We love every school in Ohio, in at least Northeast Ohio, to come and join the YSN family. But Kirtland once again ends a YSN team season with a 1-0 victory over Mooney. That was in Boardman last night, the local one. Our ace photographer, Gary Leininger, was there. So if you're a fan of Mooney girls soccer and want last-minute pictures from that game, you can go to YSN Smug Mug, and you will get great shots from there. He took the bigger lens that he uses for like football out there too. So he has some really good ISOs, really good face shots of the Mooney girls soccer players. So really check those out. They're pristine. We have a little preview on our Instagram. I think like 5 pictures up on our Instagram page. If you can kind of see how those shots came out, really, really good by Gary. So make sure to go out to our Smug Mug and check that out. Then we transitioned to volleyball. And remember I teased it. Was a big matchup lined up for this volleyball matchup in PA. Beaver, who has gone to back-to-back state semifinals, was in the WPIAL semifinal, and they were playing Mars. Now, Mars is the team that last year beat Beaver in the state semifinals to go to the state championship. And they beat them in North Allegheny High School in that gym, that bright yellow and black gym that I went to that game to kind of be a reporter for Beaver versus Mars. It's a great gym, awesome environment. But come the WPIAL semifinals, Mars versus Beaver, that lines up to, already it's a rematch of the state semifinals last year, but it's in the same place, North Allegheny High School. So everything lined up for a marquee matchup, and Beaver took it to the Mars. Go Planet Earth. Let's go. 3-1 victory for the Bobcats. They're moving on to the WPIAL championship matchup. These sets that Beaver won weren't particularly close. The close one was the one Mars took. They took the second 27-25. Beaver won the first 25-18. Won the third after falling in that close set in set 2. 25-15, dominated that third set. And then the fourth set was the closest one that Beaver won, 25-21 over the Planets. So a big, I think, step up in confidence for that Beaver team. They beat Mars in the regular season. That's fine. But when a team like that, a team like Mars that has kind of gotten you in the postseason, beating them in the regular season, this doesn't feel as impactful. It's like, okay, we beat, but like, can we beat you when it matters? Kind of thing. Beaver did it. They said, hey, it matters now. It matters now in the postseason. And we did it again. We beat you in 4. We got the bugaboo off our shoulder. And they take down the Planets in the WPIAL semifinal. We go to the championship, which will be Beaver versus Oakland Catholic, the 1 seed in the WPIAL, 1 versus 2. How it's all meant to be. It'll be at the AHN Arena in Peters Township High School, 3 o'clock on Saturday. We want to wish the Bobcats the best of luck in that game. Obviously, that is why they will not be able to be at our All-Star game. They are kind of have some business to take care of, and win or lose that game, they will still be alive in the state tournament, because obviously you don't have to win the WPIAL to go on to the state championship bracket. So no matter what, they're going to still be playing after Saturday. We hope they win that game. Obviously, they'll get a little bit of a better path to a championship if they do. But obviously, Sunday, at the All-Star game, their season will still be going on. And we know that's kind of frustrating. We heard the frustration from their coach. They wish they could be there. But really, the timing is just different. If we delayed it more, we've talked about it, we would bump into basketball. We don't want to bump into our basketball teams as they get more and more close to the season. We feel like even next week, which last year, looking at it, we did it on the 9th, which was 1 week later, which was the Saturday of the state championship last year. Last year, we bumped into teams that wanted to go to the state championship to watch. There were a couple of coaches that kind of took their teams down to Wright State, so we lost those players. We obviously would have lost anyone that played in the state championship, but we didn't have that last year. But we kind of adjusted this year. We said, okay, we're not even going to touch the state tournament. If you want to go down there and watch it, go down there and watch it. We're going to be the Sunday after regionals here. That way we're still only losing the teams that win regionals. If a team of ours wins a regional, we would have to lose those players. But at the same time, we wouldn't be bumping into the state tournament. And then if we went even further after state, we would definitely be running into, do or die time and practices for basketball. At that point, in the next Saturday, they would be maybe a week out of the season on the girls' side of basketball. So we didn't want to get that far into the basketball season. So unfortunately, it's just how it goes. We would love to have Beaver there. We will recognize them as we always do at the All-Star game because they're doing a lot of great things. We will announce them because they did have 2 All-Stars that were invited. But they have some work to do. They have some business to take care of, and we're so proud of the Bobcats. We can't wait to see them in action on Saturday and see what they do. Now, as far as the interviews we have today lined up for this show, we have 2 players that we're going to play interviews from that are both gearing up for big postseason matchups. From McDonald on the volleyball side, we have a volleyball team that is playing in the regional semifinals at McDonald. They will go up against Independence tomorrow, which is going to be a big matchup. Independence has been a powerhouse in the past up in Division. Well, back then it was Division 3. Now that those teams are kind of like Divisions 5 and 6. But now, look, they're not the monster that they have been. They're still really good. No shade Independence, but they're not that like, oh my gosh, they're going to win a state championship. I mean, this is a program that in that run went to 3 straight state championships. Unfortunately for them, lost all 3 of them in 5 sets. Heartbreaking for that program to lose all 3 of those state championships in a row. But you go to 3 straight, you were doing something right. So they're not necessarily that caliber anymore, but they're still very good. They still have a very good work ethic, very good program. So McDonald has a task for them. But we believe in McDonald. We think they can do it. I think they have the pieces to do it. One of the big pieces, of course, is their senior setter, who also puts in some time with swinging. She gets her kills when she has to. Great defender as well. Her dig numbers are up. So it is senior captain. It is all-star. By the way, you'll see her on Sunday if McDonald is no longer playing. We kind of hope they are. So we're kind of torn. It's a bittersweet thing. We want her to play, obviously, but we kind of don't want her to play because that means she's going off to state. It is senior setter from McDonald, Ava Salamone. And then after her interview, we'll go down to the Springfield football team. And Noah Doty does a great job getting interviews for us at the VFW in New Middletown, 2799, I should say. And Braden Baird for their senior quarterback, QB1, gearing up for a big postseason run for Springfield as they take on Wycliffe on Friday. We're going to have his interview played that Noah Doty got as part of that Tiger show every week. So we'll play his interview after Ava's as well. So without further ado, that's the second time I said that in this show. We're going to get away from that because we're not French here, nor are we French Canadian. We are American. So we will say without further interruption, I guess would be the American way of saying that. Here is Ava Salamone, the senior setter from McDonald. Anthony Hartwig here with a McDonald volleyball player profile. We're joined by someone that we've loved covering, and it's all coming to one more stop, Ava Salamone. Ava, thank you so much for coming on talking to us today.
Thank you.
So what's it like going through this year and knowing all the emotions that come with kind of it being your last run?
Try not to think about it a lot because it was really sad to think about. It's my last year. I don't know, it's kind of sentimental. I'm going to miss the girls a lot and the team and all that. So just trying to get through it.
We obviously talk to a lot of seniors, and we ask them when it hits that they're a senior, and they give us different answers. When does it hit you that you were a senior? When did it kind of hit that this is your last year?
I mean, honestly, like, it still doesn't really feel like I am. Like, it's kind of crazy to say, but, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm still, like, going to come back next year and just, like, keep playing. That hasn't hit me yet.
What's senior night going to look like then for you when you have to kind of deal with those emotions right in front of you?
I think it might hit me then. I think I'll probably be a little teary-eyed about it because
you're going to stand there and be like, wait a minute, I'm the one getting these gifts. What's going on? When you think about the goals that you set for this year, when you go back to the summer and think about starting this year, what were some things that you wanted to accomplish this season before you graduated?
Yeah, like I definitely had like my 1,000 in mind, and I got that, and I just wanted to like continue on like with the momentum we had last year, and I think we did that. So yeah, I think we all the stuff I kind of was thinking about we did.
1,000 career assists and really 2 years of being the consistent varsity setter. I mean, what's it been like to you to be on this ride where you've had so much success?
Yeah, I mean, I owe it a lot to like all the former people I've played with, the people I play with now. Like it's not just me that's doing it, it's them also, and I can't thank them enough for it.
We were there for that moment. What was it like for you to be able to celebrate that with your team, obviously, and have so many people that were supporting you there for that 1,000th assist?
Oh, it was so great. Like everyone's so excited. Everyone's so motivating it like on our team. Like we're just a big like group. We're all very close and it's just so fun to like experience with all your like really close friends and just have a fun time.
There's a lot of younger girls on this team. I know you have a good senior core, but there's also a lot of youth and a lot of people that are kind of growing into their own and making a name for themselves. From your perspective as a senior leader, what's it been like trying to kind of navigate the youth of this team and try to lead this team as much as you can?
Yeah, we for sure have some young girls, but they are like stepping into the roles great. They're doing a great job. Like they come me and Miley like are there to help them. Anybody honestly, like they're doing a great job adjusting and keeping up with everything we're doing. So I think they're doing a great job.
When you think about the legacy that you want to leave those younger girls and the things that you want them to remember you for, what are some things that you would say, if you're going to remember me for anything after I'm your teammate, what would it be?
I just think like being a leader, being like out there, being vocal. I think like speaking up and being vocal is a great thing, and I think that's something I want to be remembered by, being like able to express how I feel and vocalizing.
As a setter, there's no way around being a leader. You have to have that leadership, role as a setter, whether you're a senior or not. How did you kind of develop that as you were thrown into the setter role on this varsity team? How was it like kind of developing this leadership role that you had?
I think obviously like being able to be with your friends on the court too, like you're not afraid to talk, and it's like when it comes to situations like you have to like figure out what's about to happen, stay on track and everything. So I think like kind of like taking charge is like how I've kind of stepped in that role.
People forget this McDonald volleyball program is fairly new. It's not a program that's been around for a long time, but they've always been successful. From your perspective, you've been in it for 4 years. What makes this volleyball program something that is sustained and consistently very in the conversation of best teams in the area?
I think obviously like we put in a ton of work. We start early. Like January we'll have open gyms. Like we're in the gym, we're working a lot. We lift, we do a lot of stuff like in the off season to prepare, and then we like do a bunch of stuff during the season to prepare. Like we're constantly like working on plays, working on different things to get better, and that's all to our coach also. Like he makes sure we like continue on with like the work, and he just wants us to get better and better. So I think it helps when you have a coaching staff that like wants you to succeed and wants you to do so well, and also like the girls like want to win, they want to succeed, and I think that carries on through like all the generations we've had through this program.
Senior year lets you get reflective too. It lets you think about all the things that you've been able to do. When you think about yourself as a freshman and now yourself now, what are some of the biggest changes you've seen yourself between those 4 years?
I definitely think like I came up freshman year and I was shy. Like I've just always been shy, and I think like I've definitely become a lot more outgoing. I don't know if that's probably just because like being a leader on the court's probably helped me with that too. But I think like some of the goals like I didn't think I'd get, but like I did, and I'm like proud of that. So I think I'd be pretty proud of myself.
As we stay in that reflective mindset and you get your diploma and you start to reflect on everything you've done at McDonald, whether it be on the court or off the court, what are going to be some of the things that you're like the proudest of yourself for being able to accomplish?
I think just like honestly, just like leaving my mark on the volleyball, and I think like the volunteering I've done, and just like the engagement with like the town, and just like this little things to do like Christmas in the village and the art shows and all these things I've been a part of that I'm gonna like remember, and just like all the little things like even just our pep rallies at school, like those are just like some fun things we do, and it's just I'll miss it.
You are someone that gives back to the community that supports you on the court. So what's it like to kind of flip the script when you're able to let the community that supports you know that, hey, I got your back too. I'm supporting you in whatever way I can.
Yeah, like when it comes to like giving back to the community, like we volunteer. We have a volleyball youth camp in the summer, and it's so fun to get to see all the young girls. Like, I love those camps and getting to like experience all the fun, them learning how to play volleyball. So that's really fun, and it's just fun to like you'll see them like out and about, and like they'll like come and say hi to you because they remember you, and it's just like that kind of stuff. Or either like just helping like other girls get better at volleyball. Like it's just so fun to include them.
When you get to work with those younger girls and you realize really quickly that you're a role model, and those girls are looking to you and the other varsity players to aspire to, what's that kind of like for you to be able to realize that and have that kind of in your face as a reality?
It's like scary sometimes, kind of intimidating, but like it's also fun because like they do look up to you and like they want to see you as like a role model, and like they're proud to look up to you if they are looking up to you. So it's just like it's kind of an honor to like know that little girls like want to learn after you.
If you think back to little Ava, who were some people that were like that for you? The people that you kind of looked up to and inspired to be like?
I think my parents and a lot of my cousins I look up to a lot, and especially like if like freshman year, like there was people like on the volleyball team that were seniors and even sophomores that I looked up to as a freshman. So it's like fun to finally be in the spot that like people are looking up to me now because I knew what it was like to look up to somebody else.
As we're talking about younger Ava, and what do you want to be when you grew up, when you were a little girl? Now that you're starting to get into that next chapter of life and starting into your career path, what did you want to be when you were little?
When I was little, I really wanted to be a marine biologist, but I don't know if I'm going to stick with that.
That is faded. We'll go right into that into the next question, which is, what is your future goals? What are some things that you are now locking down? It's no longer a dream. Now you have it in your horizon. What are some things that you have coming up after high school?
So I plan to go to college, and then I plan to study sports medicine to go into physical therapy. And then I also want to get into like the photography business and stay on with that.
So what got you into physical therapy and wanting to kind of go down that track?
I think like just growing up like playing sports, I've seen it. Like my brother got an injury and I watched him go through physical therapy, and I just found it really interesting and really cool to like see him like get better. So I think that kind of sparked it.
When did it transition from marine biology to physical therapy? When did that kind of happen?
I've gone through phases of what I wanted to be. Like I wanted to be a dentist for a little bit, and then I was just like, that's too much school, so I don't want to do that. But I want to say like last year I really like thought about it, and that was like when it was like set.
I know I'm harping on this marine biology thing, but what's your favorite like sea animal? Do you have like a favorite sea creature?
I loved whales. Whales were like my thing. Yeah.
Because usually, if you want to be a marine biologist, you have one of those animals that you really like. So whales are it. Like any type of whale, or just the whales in general?
Nope, just all the giant whales.
Free Willy, best movie ever. When you think about all the things that you can leave on this program, you've talked a couple of times about leaving a legacy. I want to talk about the next leaders, the next people that are going to kind of take your spot when you graduate. When you think about what you've kind of left them, what do you think is left in the tank for these future leaders of McDonald volleyball?
I definitely think like they have a great team to be a leader for. I think they have numerous girls that'll still look up to them, and I just think like in all like they really do have like a great program to continue on. So I think that like structure that we do have on our team is really going to help them, and I think that like some of our upcoming girls next year, like they're going to do a great job with it.
Now, I admit this question probably should have been earlier when we were talking about the younger girls on the team, but it did slip my mind for a minute, but now it's back. You get to set Hallie Kuntz, which is one of the best young players that we have in the area, and a lot of your assists have come to her in the middle. What's it like to just watch her do her thing and dominate more times than not?
Yeah, I don't know how she does it. Like I don't understand, but yeah, it is so fun to like know you can like you have Hallie and she's just she'll score. She'll do whatever you need. Like she's just so like there, and you just know it, and it's so fun to play with her, and she's so like outgoing now, and she's so fun to play with.
And we can't let you go without also talking about your coaching staff and the people that have been with you on the high school staff for the 4 years that you've been there, and what it means to be with Coach Klockner one more year, and what he's taught you about volleyball and yourself as a person.
I think definitely like I've learned skill, but I've also learned like how to be a like person. And I think like communication I've learned, like you need to voice your opinion, how you feel. And I think that's something like I will take away with me and continue to do. And I thank him for that, for learning to like communicate for myself, advocate for myself. And then also just like being a leader on the court. Like he pushes me to be a leader, and that's sometimes I need that push.
If you had to pick one aspect of your game that you think he's the most responsible for getting you to where you're at now, what do you think it'd be?
I think it would probably be like my serving. I think he really like helps me with that, especially like hitting certain places. Like I think we like work on that a lot, and that is really to him.
Your favorite moment in volleyball is a kill, because we see you get some swings, an assist, a service ace. What is it for you?
Um, like yeah, I set, but like I really hitting's like when you get a good kill, it's really fun. It's fun.
Yeah, and you've gotten to swing a couple of times this year for
Yeah.
sure. What's it like to transition between that? You know, you're a setter for a lot of the time, but then you rotate into a rotation where you're a hitter, and your mindset has to change from hitting to setting. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, it's definitely been like a big change. Like I've gone all 4 years and I've never been a hitter. I've always just set, and it's definitely been a change. But like, if it's gonna work and it's gonna make us win, then I'll keep doing it.
When coach comes to you and says, "Hey, we're gonna have you hit a little bit this year," what's the first thing going through your head?
I questioned it a little. I was like, oh, like okay, like maybe. But then like seeing it in a game and it like me scoring or like me getting a point, I'm like, all right, like this is like not that bad.
You sure, coach? You sure? Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it. And yeah, it has worked out very well for you guys. McDonald is having a great season. We end these player profiles the same way every time, Ava. You've been a part of them before. Want to give you the chance to take the limelight off yourself and shine on the people in your life that you think mean the most to you, that have really gotten you to where you are. So I want to give you the time to give out some thank yous and shout outs to the people in your life.
Yeah, definitely all my family. They come to all my games, and I couldn't thank them enough. And then my friends, like they're always there. The team, the girls, like everybody, the coaching staff. Like I wouldn't probably be where I'm at right now without them. So thank you.
Since you've had one before, I'm going to challenge you a little bit. Give one shout out to someone that you think goes under the radar and maybe doesn't get talked about enough in your life.
In my life,
Yeah.
like on the team or just like in general.
Yeah, in general, like who's someone that obviously mom and dad are the answers that everyone
Yeah.
gives, and you've given them a couple of times. Who's someone that you think you probably didn't thank last time that you want to make sure this is your last chance to thank them? So you want to make sure that they know that they're appreciated.
Yeah, I definitely think my grandpa. He is like my biggest supporter ever. He loves coming to volleyball games, and the girls, like when Hallie hits, like he just loves it, and I could not thank him enough. Like he loves watching the sport, and I just could not thank him enough.
Awesome. Let's go. Ava, we want to thank you so much for coming on, talking to us about your senior season. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the way. We hope it goes as far as it can go, and we look forward to talking to you real soon. That was Ava Salamone from McDonald. Like we said, we want to wish her the best of luck and the Blue Devils tomorrow as they go on to play Independence in the regional semifinals. All of our teams are in action tomorrow except for Perry. Perry is in action tonight. They're at Alliance High School. They will be playing Holy Name, and hopefully for YSN they get some revenge, because Holy Name has ended 2 YSN team season in a row with Edgewood and West Branch. So we're hoping that Perry can kind of get some revenge for YSN, go get Holy Name, beat them up, and get to the regional finals. Perry, the Pirates, they will have, once again, as long as they're still not playing, which we hope they are, 2 All-Stars in the YSN game on Sunday. And we wish Perry the best of luck tonight. You can, I think there's a source that is broadcasting that game. Obviously, we can't. It wasn't sponsored. But I think that game will be able to be watched if you're out there from the Perry community and you can't make it out to Alliance. I believe that game will be streamed somewhere. And the other thing that will be fun is Gary Leininger, our ace photographer, will be out there at Alliance High School. So if you're a Perry fan out there, you want some great pictures of your team, Gary will be there, and you'll find them on the YSN Smug Mug page later on tonight. Perry hoping to get a win over Holy Name in the regional semifinals. They are the first game in Alliance, so they will serve up at 6 o'clock tonight in the regional semifinals. All the other volleyball teams in action tomorrow. We'll cue them up on tomorrow's show. But now we go into a man that has been under center for Springfield and led them to a 7-3 season this year and a playoff berth. Springfield Tigers QB1 Braden Baird gets ready for postseason play as the Tigers go on to play Wycliffe on the road. It is the 9 versus 8 matchup, and we will have a link to it on the YSN page. It'll be streamed by Wycliffe School, So we're going to have some fun with that. We can't wait for Springfield's playoff run. We know that Tigers team always seems to know how to win playoff games, and this one's no different. We think that they'll have a pretty big run in this year's playoffs, and Braden Baird is going to be a big reason why. Here's his interview, I should say second interview, his most recent interview with Noah Doty from the New Middletown VFW and the part of the Tiger Show that is every week. It'll be hopefully one more week next week as the Tigers try to advance past Wycliffe into Week 12.
How's it going, everyone? It is Week 10 here at the Springfield VFW. I am joined with Braden Baird from the Tigers football team. Braden, how's it going this week?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's a tough loss last week. You guys played McDonald. It was a 7-6 loss. What was your thoughts on that game?
There was just a lot of missed opportunities that we had. They were definitely a beatable team. They were a good team, though. You can't just let it go past, but there's a lot of missed opportunities.
Yeah, I missed opportunities. It was a low-scoring game from the offensive side. You guys just – neither team was able to get the ball going. It's not like it was a one-sided affair where, you know, McDonald's offense was firing. You guys couldn't keep up. A defense played very well. Just from your thought, being the quarterback, offensively, what did you guys struggle with? What went wrong?
Running the football, I think we had -4 yards rushing the whole game. So that's our strong suit for being the Springfield team. Everyone knows we run the football, so if you stop that, it's hard for us to get the offense clicking.
Yeah, I think it's hard for anyone. Like you said, -4 yards, that's tough. But anyone, if you can't get the run game going at least a substantial bit at the high school level especially, it's hard to get it going. The run game was an issue. What did McDonald do well to stop your run game? Was it the size? What was it?
They were fast off the line. They got a lot of big dudes up there, so I guess they just stopped us. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, with every tough loss, there comes some, learning opportunities. Moving forward, putting this one behind you, you guys are still 4-1 in the conference, looking to win against Lowville this week, and then looking ahead to playoffs. So, what do you take from this loss, and what do you guys learn for next week?
I think we just got to step it up a lot offensively and just to make a statement this game for the playoffs and just let people know we're better than that game.
Absolutely. Try to show that that's not what you guys are, and you're going to go, it's not. I don't want anyone to think that is. You guys have had a great conference season up until now, and each week I've said I think the offense gets better and better out there, and I think that's something you guys are going to look to turn around against Lowville. Lowville, it's at Lowville. That's it's always tough to play on the road, especially in section. It's a meaningful game for them. What's your thoughts on that game, and give me a preview of it?
Lowville's a pretty good team. They like to pass a lot. They're probably the most passing team we've played this season, except Ridge. But we just gotta play our game and just get gritty and just do the job.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you're not really playing on the defensive side anymore, but you're there on the sideline. You guys held McDonald to 6. That's a team that scores in the 40s. Defensively, what did you see that went right this game, though?
I think I shout out to our linebackers. Our linebackers fill a lot of holes. And Dom Jones and Nate Hefner, they do a pretty good job. They call themselves 100 because Dom's 55, Nate's 45. So,
hey, that's a good. That makes sense. That works. Yeah, and anytime you can hold probably the highest scoring team in your guys' conference to 7 points, it's still, it matters, and it shows that you guys have the ability, and when you get to the playoffs, to hold some of these high scoring teams in check and give you guys on offense a chance to go out there and win the game. What kind of confidence do you get as a QB, though, knowing that your defense has your back out there and they can keep these games manageable?
Oh, there's a lot of confidence because I know if we don't score, they'll probably get a stop, and then we could go down and score. So, yeah, I definitely have a lot of trust in those boys.
Absolutely, and like I said, I think the offense has been getting better and better each week. What have you seen as the season's progressed? What have you seen from your stance as the QB, or from yourself even? How do you think you've come along this season?
I've seen a lot of leadership in a lot of the younger guys, like a lot of the juniors. Marco Gentile has really stepped up and led. And I think just a lot of the young guys have really put their point. A lot of guys have stepped up in the game. So.
Absolutely stepping up, some more confidence as the season gets out there, the younger guys making some plays. That's something we talk with Coach Slopek each week about some of the younger guys getting some production out there and each week using them and the benefit that gives you guys. Another thing, I think the passing game's grown a lot, especially you and Matt Weimer. You guys have had some great chemistry out there. What's it like just having some reliable targets out there? And I know you spread the ball out well.
Yeah, it's definitely nice. I mean, Matt catches a lot of balls that I don't think he could catch. Steven had a career high last week with 3 catches and a touchdown. So shout out to Steve for that. But it's definitely fun with them because they're able to catch a lot of throws that I don't think they could catch. So
they help make you look a little better out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Well, I appreciate the humbleness at least, though. You a lot of credit to your guys. You've shouted your guys out on multiple times. I think that's so important from a leader. How do you get the respect of the locker room? Because it's not something that just can be given. You have to earn it. How do you do that?
You just got to give the guys some love. I don't know. Nate's back there shaking his head, so. But yeah.
Well, Nate likes to just give you a hard time, regardless. I think
it's that red hair. I don't know.
He had quite a few comments aimed at you during his last time on here, and we promised to have you back. So if you have any barbs you want to trade, now's the time to do it.
Nah, he can hear him later.
He can hear him later. Okay. Yeah. But so it's week 10. Has it hit you that it's week 10? What's that feel like?
Yeah, it's a weird feeling because it's kind of like you're at practice. You're like, well, there's only a couple more of these left, so it's a weird feeling.
Has it fully hit you that it's your senior season, right?
Yeah.
Has it fully hit you senior year that this is your last couple games?
Yeah, it's definitely hit you. Yeah.
Is that tough? Like, what's it like?
It's different because I always think back freshman year, and then you go to sophomore year, and then junior year. It was last year, and then now it's your last season. You got a couple more games left with the fellas, and you can only do so much now.
Couple more games left. How do you want to see your season? What would you like? What are your goals for the rest of the season?
I think just to go out and do as much as we can and just have fun with the guys.
Go out, have fun, and try to make a statement when you can.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like we said, it's an important game this week against Lowville. You guys want to come back and lay your mark offensively. What do you look to do to get the offense started early next week?
I think we got to dominate the run game and assert that, and then, just go out there and score a lot of points and have fun.
Absolutely. Score points, have fun. Braden, you have any family you want to shout out? Looks like you have a lot here tonight.
Yeah, there's my grandma right there. Then my sister. That's my Uncle Greg. And that's my mom, my dad. And that's my aunt and uncle right there. Shout out to them because they never come to games, but they own the Maze Craze, so they're always busy on Friday nights.
Okay, yeah, the owners of the Maze Craze, shout out to them. And it's nice to see them out tonight. It's great to get all the support. Thank you guys all for coming out week 10 at the VFW. We will be back next week for the playoffs, so we look forward to having you. And Braden, like we said, senior year, we talked about this last time, but what are your plans after high school?
To continue with J&B landscaping.
Continue doing the landscape?
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. You looking to start doing that full time then after?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We talked about that last time. Who do you do that with?
Me and Johnny T-Catch, yeah.
Yeah, you and Johnny.
I don't think he's here.
No, he's not here.
No.
He has a business meeting for you guys tonight.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Braden, what's one of your favorite memories with the team that maybe you haven't shared yet?
I think Monday Night Football at Steve's house. Which shout out to Big Steve because he's an amazing cook. I don't know. He's here somewhere.
Shout out to Big Steve.
And then another thing at practice, we call ourselves the Avengers.
Okay.
It's me, Tristan, and Matt Weimer. I'm Thor. Tristan is Iron Man, and then Matt is Flash.
Okay. What made you guys? Now the Flash isn't an Avenger. Do you know that?
Yeah, I was corrected on that before.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. No, that's okay. It's like a crossover.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How'd you guys come up with that?
During Team D, it's us three are like the sub-in guys, so we stand by each other and we get bored. So
you just kind of like
yeah,
role play a little bit as the Avengers.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Well, I lost my train of thought on that one, but what would be your message to the guys rest of the season and with the playoffs coming up and everything?
Go out and have as much fun as you can, and just do what you could do.
Yeah, absolutely, do as you can do. It's a position that you guys have been in before. I think one thing, and we might have talked about this before, but I hear this every week from at least one of the guys that comes up here, that Toronto game last year, and how big of a deal that was for you guys to do the comeback win, and it gave you guys a lot of confidence. What does that give for you guys, confidence level, or at least just a reminder that you guys have been there, you can do it, and as you go into the playoffs this year?
Definitely a lot of confidence. I actually watched that game today in Nucci's class, so Coach Antonucci. I watched that game today, but it's definitely a big confidence booster for us to know, because a lot of people don't see us as a pass team. I think to end that game on a full passing drive was definitely a lot of confidence, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it put you guys a little bit on the map of what the Springfield passing game can do, especially because, I mean, if you need tape of Springfield, you're going to go to some of the best games. If you're a team that doesn't see them very much, or or if the team you're playing next week after that, you're going to look at those. So absolutely. What's your favorite class at Springfield?
Probably carpentry with Coach Franklin.
Carpentry with Coach Franklin. Shout out a teacher you haven't shouted out yet.
Mr. Dunn.
Mr. Dunn.
Yeah.
A lot of shout outs for Mr. Dunn tonight. Braden, thank you so much for coming on. Best of luck this week, and best of luck with the playoffs coming up.
Thank you.
Braden Baird from Springfield, QB1. We love ourselves a QB1. Shout out to Noah Doty. I mean, if you haven't watched his interviews, he is I think he thrives in that setting when it's a live interview, because he's an entertainer, man. He was having fun with the crowd. He's really good at that. That Avengers question, it was just a perfect example. Like, he's good at just making people laugh and getting the crowd interaction there. Obviously, Springfield loves him. He's been doing those interviews for a while, so he's got a good rapport with the crowd. But he's really good at that. He's really good at those live interviews. So if you haven't checked out his Springfield interviews, all of them that he's done all year are on our YouTube page. Make sure to check those out. If you're over there, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, hit the like button and notification bell so you never miss any of the videos that we put up. We are updating that YouTube almost daily. So going to have a fun time with that. Make sure to check out all the Springfield's interviews throughout the season. And if they win this week, they'll be back next week for more, I believe, at the VFW. So always fun times. I want to thank Noah Doty for his time doing that show. Thank Braden Baird and all the Springfield players that give up their time to do those interviews. They are very fun to watch. As we transition towards the end of the show, before we get to our spark, we want to give out what's going on tonight in the YSN family, because we have obviously postseason action going on. We already talked about Perry Volleyball taking on Holy Name at Alliance High School in the regional semifinals. But we also have some boys soccer matchups tonight, regional semifinals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matchups tonight. We'll start in Division 3. Region 9 at Twinsburg High School. Canfield taking on Aurora. That'll be at 7 o'clock. We have CVCA and Howland. They're going to be playing at North Royalton High School in the regional semifinals. That is also 7 o'clock. All these games actually are 7. We'll just blanket that and say all these games that I'm about to shout out are a 7 o'clock start, so you don't have to worry about me saying 7 all the time. Chagrin Falls playing Cardinal Mooney. That game is happening at Ravenna High School. We have that's in Division 4, by the way. In Division 5, at Valley Forge High School, we have Champion taking on Rootstown. And then last but not least, over in Sandusky Perkins High School, we have United Traveling and taking on Toledo Monte Valley County Day. Country Day. That is a long name for high school. I'm guessing they dropped Toledo. That's probably just their city signature. So I'm guessing it's Maumee Valley Country Day High School. Whew, that's a mouthful. That is a mouthful, but United trying to take them on. I love how it's United, which is like 6 letters. 6 letters, versus Toledo Moultrie Valley Country Day. That makes me giggle a little bit. 7 o'clock at Perkins High School in Sandusky. Regional semifinals for that. So we have 5 teams in action, just like the girls' side. The girls got 3 out of 5. Boys trying to do at least the same, maybe more. As we go into regional semifinals, we will have the scores on our scoreboard page and stories if we get stats sent to us as well at ysnlive.com. The scoreboard page /scores brought to you by Burnett Bulls, Spas, and Hot Tubs. Let's get to another great sponsor of our show and of everything we do at YSN, Toyota of Warren. Toyota of Warren, they want to take you places. They sponsor this show every single day. What happened? My screen just got real weird. Oh, I'm like real tiny on my screen now. I don't know how that happened. It threw me off. But Toyota of Warren, they want to take you places, and they will. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, make sure to check out Toyota of Warren. If you see the YSN Mobile out and about, that is a Toyota Tundra, which is thank you to Toyota of Warren for setting DJ up with that. They just have a great staff, a great service department, everything you need. Toyota of Warren has you covered. The other sponsor of this show is Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. They want to go the extra mile for you, and they do that by everything, whether it be service, getting you in a new or used vehicle. Their service department is great as well. They will make sure your car is in tip-top shape. So if you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, make sure to check out Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. They go the extra mile for you. One more sponsor, and it is Joe Dickey Electric. Everything electrical can be found at Joe Dickey Electric at DickeyElectric.com, and they are the sponsor of the way we end our show every single day. The Joe Dickey Electric, what's your spark? Let's spark it up, people. Man, what's my spark today? I'm all alone, so I got the only spark. Man, I'm a Georgia Tech fan. Everyone knows it. The football team right now is ranked number 8 in the country. Our quarterback, Haynes King, is in the Heisman conversation. I think he's number 2 right now in like the odds to win the Heisman behind who was number 1? I don't remember. It doesn't matter because Haynes King's going to win the Heisman. I'm just on cloud 9 right now. So my spark is Georgia Tech football because we haven't been this way. We haven't been this good since 1966. So we won a national championship actually in 1990, but we weren't undefeated. We had a tie in there. So it's a little caveat where it's like, yeah, it's the best record they've had since 1966, but they won a championship in 1990. They had that one tie that kind of made that not a perfect record, I guess you could say, where they shared the title with Colorado. That was back in the day when you had to win the AP poll you had to win the polls to get the national championship. They didn't even play a game to earn the national championship. I think that was really dumb, and I'm glad that that's not the way they do it anymore. Thank the maker that you have to play for a national championship now and actually go and win games against the other team that is vying for national championship. That being said, that is the end of our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was a terrible ending. Terrible ending. I am not good at getting out of shows. All throughout Running Point, if you watched back in the day when I had my own show, I was never good at getting out of them. That is not my forte at all. But we thank you for tuning in anyway. We will be better tomorrow, as we always are. DJ should be back as long as the technical difficulties of athletics are fixed by then. We will be back. We will be better. And as DJ always says, everybody, to everyone out there, may the sports be with you. We will see you all tomorrow at noon. Don't miss it.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.